get antique copper this time. It's the same kind of antique color, but this is a little more red than the antique brass or vintage bronze, which is a little more yellow. And this is my favorite color, antique copper. I really like this color. And let's take a lot. Let's take like a whole 2 feet. See, that's not even that much when I say a lot. 2/3 of a meter. Get ourselves a nice cherry quartz. I love cherry quartz. It's like rose quartz, but it's a little more pink. Bring it to the middle of the wire. We'll wrap, do this part where we just wrap it tight. Just get it around about 1.5 times. Okay, and then we bend it so it's coming straight out. Now we're ready to work with it. Now, before I even do anything else, I'm gonna do some craziness. So let's make a heart. Come out like this, and then tighten like that. Then, ta-da! There's our heart. And now we can start to make the ring part, or we can do more stuff. Let's start to make the ring part. Let's get that out of the way. So let's make this an 8. We did a 7. 8 is a common size too. 6, 7, and 8s are probably the most common size. And then 5 is next. There's a lot of people with little teeny skinny fingers who do 5s. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and you've covered about 90% of the population, I'd say. And then the last 10% of the population, you have the people that are very skinny, below the 4.5 range, 4 range. Children are like 2s and 3s and stuff. And then people with thicker fingers, they get up 9, 10, 11, and then men can get all the way up 14, 15, 16, 17, and so on. But anyway. And don't feel bad about the size of your finger. The size of your finger has absolutely nothing to do with anything else in your life. Even the shape of the rest of you. Size of your finger really says nothing about anything at all. It's just how you are. So just get the ring that feels most comfortable and enjoy it. So I just press that right there to get that loop a little better. Okay, so am I gonna lock it in yet? No, I'm gonna have more crazy fun because I feel like this is a nice space to play with. Think of the empty space like your canvas and really just have fun playing wherever you feel like you could put something. Let your imagination just go wild. So look at that. Just put a medium loop and a big loop right there. Why? Because it just looked like it needed it. So right back to size 8. Now, am I going to lock it in across this way or go across this way? There's no right or wrong. I'm going to turn this loop a little. Suddenly these loops look a little overpowering. I'm going to make that one smaller, and that brings me over here. So I'm going to lock it around the stone that way. And I don't want to obscure my heart, but I'm coming across the bottom of it a little bit right there. And now what? Well, now we can do all kinds of more things if we want. We can do more swirls. You can make a big circle coming around the whole thing, as long as you lock it in. Don't leave too much stuff hanging out flimsy. When I say lock it in, it means wrap it around somewhere tight to anchor it. But I think I'm just going to do, for this one, I'm just going to do one more smaller swirl. So I'm gradually getting smaller here. And then I'm going to come around this part one more time. And I really don't want to obscure the heart anymore. So I'm going to lock this in, press this like that so I can pull it through the ring. I'm holding every part of the ring tight because you can really yank stuff out of place if you're not careful while you're doing this part. Pulling it through, got it locked around there nice and tight. And I think I'm ready to just end with my 2 swirls. I think I'm going to have one big swirl and put it right next to the heart so the heart isn't alone. And then another little swirl and put it right next to here. So you'll have like big, medium, small swirl. So this swirl can be very small. And this swirl can be kind of medium. So move this one out of the way, excuse me. Work with this one first. And now, once you get the swirl, you can place it where you want. I want this one to be right here, right up against the heart, showing the heart, their friends. And see, these guys are supposed to be graduated, but they actually moved, and I don't like that. I want them closer. So I'm going to push this guy closer, and I'm going to pull this guy closer. Whoops. And that yanked this circle out of place. So I'm going to just make sure it's where I want it, kind of squeeze it back a little. All right, now my last swirl here. My last swirl is supposed to be right over there, so we got to move it. And now I'm looking at it, it looks like it's too sticking out now, like a snaggable piece. So sorry, it's not going to end up over there like I wanted it. We're going to have to put it over here so the heart gets two swirl friends. The heart has big swirl friend and small swirl friend. And I like how that look anyway. And now I kind of want this heart to be a little closer to these swirls so there's not that gap there. I want everything to look like it's flowing together. And now I put it back on the ring mandrel, and it's now a size 7. I'm going to squeeze it back to size 8. Sometimes you can't bring it back to the size you want. Sometimes you just got to accept that it ends up being a different size, and that's okay too. You'll always find someone in that size who would like it if you bring your pieces to enough places. All right, pressing everything as flat as I can. I don't want anything sticking up too much. Good, and there's my wild one. My wild one, and there's my slightly more simple one. And again, you can go wilder and wilder. Just have a lot of fun.